Hi all, it's Doug from Bjorn Territory, and in this episode I'm going to show you how to build a slightly taller building for your Peninsular War terrain. It has a little lean-to on the side, bit of construction with some dowel and coffee stir sticks. It's all your scratch build kind of materials you should have to hand. And a bit of fun. I hope you enjoy this one. If you like what I'm doing, feel free to like and subscribe. I'll catch you in a bit. I have a go at building a tower this time, and what I've done, I've marked out a smaller base for the building. It's only 4 inches by 4 inches squared. Still on a bit of old chipboard. And this bit here is marking out for a little lean-to part on the side of the building. So I've cut my pieces. I decided because I'm making a tower-like building, it's going to be a bit taller. So it's 6 inches tall. The ceilings or floors are a little bit taller, 3 inches each. And so I marked out in the middle, and I've marked out 2 windows for either side of the tower and a door. My Stanley goes into one corner. I do it the same way, this one. But then I rotate it. I cut from the other corner. And again. Any bits of foam I missed cutting in the first way, then rotate and do the other sides. About nice and easy. So now that the walls have been cut out and the windows are shaped, it's now joining the 2 parts together. So I take one piece of the card, foam core card, to the outer layer of the others, and I measure the thickness of that card against that one. Slice away the outer card and down to the outer layer of card on the inside. Take my knife, come along the edge. And what you have left with is an L shape. You run some hot glue down the sides of that bit you just cut away, and that creates a really secure bond for the outer wall to connect to. How to make a door. So using the piece of foam that I cut out for the door, I take my coffee stir sticks and mark out how long I need the coffee stir stick to be, and then I trim it down. Once you trim down your strips, then it's slapping on some PVA glue and then laying down the planks to your door. So what I did, put a couple of cross beams on there, but I'm also going to add a diagonal beam. And what I'm going to do is lay my piece of wood, mark out one area and the other, trim it down at that angle, and again, fantastic PVA. So I've got it at the right angle, drop it in. All right, time to add a bit of character to the building. Some window frames along the bottom edge of the door of the window. Again, all windows do the same thing. Just to add a bit more feature to my build, what I'm going to do is build some shutters for my windows. So small pieces of coffee stir sticks on one side, like so. And then I've got really thin trimmed pieces. So all I did was split it in half. Bit of PVA so it dries clear. And I have one a little bit further down, and slap it on, and the other one similar height up. All right, so I finished the windows, put all the shutters on all the way around. Look quite cool. All right, now for the lean-to. Comes out about 1 inch from the side of the building. And what I've made is 2 frames for which the roof is going to sit on a little lean-to. So it's about 1.25 inches high at this point, 1 inch wide, and then a plank that's set across there, and I just trimmed it to fit once stuck it on. And then the angle of the pitch to the roof, and it will attach at the base here and at 2 points at the wall to make it nice and strong. There we go, little lean-to parts of the building. Got a lot of dingly dangly glue to take off, a bit of tidying up, but we've got the basic shape going. For the roof, a little bit of cereal box card, hot glue gun onto the bases, the structure, and attach it on just underneath the windowsill. Okay, so the build's coming along nicely. Still got a bit of tidying up to do, but we're just under construction. It's definitely under construction. Now, I've got my squared dowels, and what I'm going to do for the roof, I'm going to set 3 pieces across the bottom of the roof like that. Now, I might as well say now, I'm not a joiner, I'm not a carpenter, so I'm going for what I think will work. So what I've done, I've cut a piece of this wooden dowel, square dowel, in half at 3 inches. I've made an angle cut at the top to join them together. And I'm going to sit them like this from one corner to the other with a bit of hot glue. Alright, that went fairly well. Then all I do now, same thing, but join it to that middle part. A bit of glue on each end. These 3-inch cut pieces of dowel, slight tapered in the middle, one in the corner and one joining in the centre. Now, I'm sure there's a way of doing this mathematically, but I'm just going to do it by eye because I just like to get stuck in, and trial and error is the way. So, piece of my lovely cereal box card, up to the corner, put it in place, get the crease, make sure it's in the right area, crease it to where you want it, and I've marked out where I'm going to cut. Hot glue, nice and quick. And those edges. Line up the roof again. First piece on. Alright, so next bit is tiling. So what I've got, again with my trusted cereal box, is about an inch piece of card. And I've cut 3/4 of the way across. Take my pencil, I'm going to make little tiles. So I just bend the card to the pencil edge to create little curves for the tiles. Alright, and then tiling with my strips of card that I've just been slicing. I place them on to the roof like so, and then do another layer just above with more tiles. Carry that all the way across and keep on going. So the roof is nearly done. Just going to do some more tiles, but running down the seam of the roof, just to tie it all together and make it look a little bit more respectable. So from the top, little curved pieces of tile, and again slide over that. All the way down to the corner edge. Keep on going. All right, now the roof's tiling's done. Looks quite cool, quite happy with it. Still trying to pick off some of the glue gun, but I quite like some of the textures that it creates. Some of the mess is a bit annoying. Now, what I'm going to do is come in now and seal it all with my Mod Podge and acrylic paint. You might notice, I don't know how you save your cups of tea, but when I'm making, I need a brew or a coffee, and the amount of times I've put my paintbrush in my tea or my drink drives me nuts. And even if it's a completely different pot, for some reason my brain forgets it. So I now need to put a piece of paper over it and write what it is. My brain goes to sleep. So, bit of a confession. Now, on with the Mod Podge. slapping it on the roof, covering the whole thing. And as with all the Peninsula buildings I've been making, I'm also going to put a little bit of sand on the walls as well in a bit. So get it in, get in all the nooks and crannies, and slap it on. It'll make it so much stronger and provide a really good surface to paint onto in a minute. Okay, beginning to paint my building. I'm just going to use a watered down acrylic paint, a big thick brush, and I'm focusing on the walls of the building. First coat of white is on. I'm just going to leave that to dry for a bit. For all the woodwork, including the door, I'm going to paint it in a light flat brown. Like so. I'm also going to paint the shutters, the flat brown as well. The frames, the sills and stuff of the windows and doors. I'm also going to do the woodwork for the lean-to building on the side. Next colour is burnt sienna, and this is going to be for all the tiles on the roofs. Next bit, I'm just going to come in with an Agrax Earth shade. A watered down brown inky paint would work well. And I'm just going to apply it on pretty much all the tiles. And for the walls, I'm going to do watered down Agrax Earth shade. So drop at the top, chuck in some water, and I'm just doing the bottom half of the building. There you go. A bit trickier, so I'll go underneath this. Water down. Alright, whilst that Agrax Earth shade is drying, I'm just going to come in with a thicker coat of white paint on the top half. And then just going to go over this a little bit. I get like a blend of the paint from top to bottom. Okay, for the roof, I'm just coming in with a burnt sienna and white mix. Create a bit of a dry brush on some of the edges of the tiles. And the same kind of dry brush on the lower roof as well. So for the windows, the shutters, the woodwork, I'm going to do a light, it's a brown and white mixed dry brush. Picks up the planks of wood. And the shutters the same. Now for some basing, I'm just going to add in some PVA glue all around the bottom edge of the building. And I just give it a little shake and use it all the way on the outside edge. Right, next bit is a bit of Army Painter brown ground. And with this I just sprinkle into parts of the sand that I've got below and give it a bit of a press in to break up some of the floor. So the next bit is some cork pieces, and I just press those into chunks of the ground just to break up with a bit of depth to my scenery. Last bit, a bit of Geek Gaining Scenics matte sealant, and I spray that around the outside. And it hold down all my sands and my flock. And I've stuck on some stick-on flocks as well, tufts, just to add a bit of colour. But whilst it dries, I'm also going to come in with burnt grass from Woodland Scenics and sprinkle it like a little bit of a seasoning around my base a bit. Okay, so the basing material's dried now. I've added in a bit more greenery, some vines and stuff popping up, but I'm pretty happy with it. It's come out quite good. Not bad, quick piece of terrain. Be quite striking on the battlefield. All right, I just got a little bit of touching up to do, but I'm pretty happy with it. It needs a little bit of work, but for a piece of terrain to sit on a table at a distance, I'm quite happy with it. If you like what I'm doing, please like and subscribe, and I'll put some photos on afterwards and give you a sense of scale. All right, look after yourselves, take care, bye.